How's it going, guys? This is Furious Revenge. Today I'm going to tone it down a little bit. The last episode was a little bit deep. This one's kind of going to have a different sort of tone to it. This game that you're watching right here was a game that me and my buddy Justin played. We ended up doing really well. I did okay. You know, I'm not that great of a Call of Duty player, but our team really effectively won the game, and it was just fun. We had a lot of fun. But anyway, today I want to talk about gaming and kind of its relation to, not philosophy, obviously, because, you know, you'd never catch someone like Freud talking about Call of Duty, but kind of just what it is to me. So, as both a gamer and somebody who fancies himself an intellectual, I often wonder to myself why it is that I play video games. Like, what are they to me with relation to my life, and how do I really measure up, you know, what do they really measure up to on the grand scheme of things? And a lot of people argue that video games are a waste of time meant for immature people, and others will say that video games are an art form and should be treated respectfully. So let's examine a game like Call of Duty. Call of Duty's story is shit. I'm sorry, but it is. Nobody buys Call of Duty for the campaign, so why do they buy it then? Well, because it's a social experience. Call of Duty, while it gets a lot of crap, really isn't a bad game when you think about it. It conveniently allows you to play with your friends and does so pretty smoothly. It has an excellent diversity of multiplayer content and is pretty much always reliable. On the other hand, it has decent visuals and very solid and always responsive gameplay, and it involves visceral competition. And all that being said, nobody would call Call of Duty a work of art. It's a form of entertainment. Call of Duty is to video games as action films are to movies. On the reverse side of things, you have a game like The Last of Us, which is a game I've never played. Maybe I'll play it in the future, but I don't have a PlayStation 4. But from what I've heard, it's really story-driven. And this was a game that told like a deep story, presenting interesting characters, and it did so in like an artistic setting. A very creatively inspired video game. And it had all the basic characteristics of a novel or a film. Characters, setting, themes, you know, creative inspiration, only it magnified the player's sense of immersion by being a video game. It put you, the player, in control of those characters. And there are tons of games like this that aren't just fun to play, but they also, you know, provoke thought and you know, make you happy. Games like Legend of Zelda, The Elder Scrolls, you know, games that really interest you in the story. It's not just about swinging a sword around or shooting a gun. It's also about the story behind the game. And these games have a true creative vision and, you know, a purpose that the designers actively pursue. And to me, that's like the definition of art. So, yeah, video games can be art and video games cannot be art. It kind of depends on your definition of art. But a game like Call of Duty isn't meant to be artful. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be, you know, you running around shooting people for a little while. You know, you're not supposed to, you know, grow your intelligence or anything like that from playing Call of Duty. That's not the point of Call of Duty. So, could I live without video games? Like, what do they mean to me? Well, all right, video games are a portal to an alternate universe. I transpose myself onto the characters that are presented to me, and I live vicariously through them until I put down the controller. I literally control their movements. I literally control their actions. So until I put down the controller, I am that character. I am that, you know, representation of a character on the screen. So, could I live without video games? Yeah, sure. Of course. But, you know, video games is just another tribute to the humanities, like film or literature, that just entertains me. And therefore, it reminds me that even though my cynical mind wants to hate the world, sometimes it's worth living just so you can sit back and enjoy yourself playing Call of Duty and munching on some freaking Cheetos. All that being said, I know there's a lot of people that, you know, think gaming is a waste of time. And I really believe that those people just haven't given it a shot. They just haven't tried it. And on one hand, yeah, they're kind of right. You're going to put a lot of time into playing video games. But is it really any less productive than the time you spend, watching a movie or reading a book or, using Facebook or anything like that. It's really the same basic idea. It's just a form of entertainment. Another common problem that people have with video games is that they promote violence. But that's just a silly thing to say. I mean, action films promote violence. There are books that promote violence. There's lots of things that promote violence. I mean, just to like call on video games and say, well, this promotes violence. Yeah, so does a lot of stuff. I mean, it's not like these people actually want to go out and hurt people. I mean, I've been playing video games for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, maybe even more than that. I can't even remember. And I have no desire to actually shoot people or actually blow people up or actually stab people with swords and stuff like that. So that's just like a useless argument in my opinion. So that's basically all I really have for you today. Thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series that I kind of just randomly came up with on the fly. I have another episode, it's a work in progress. The topic is something I'm really interested in, so I hope you go check it out. When it's up, it'll be out probably this weekend. And when I say you, I mean very, very few people. So, whatever. If you're watching, just stay tuned, I guess. Stay tuned for the Destiny walkthrough also, starting on Tuesday. That looks like it's going to be fun. Really excited for that. And other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like the video, and that's pretty much it. See you guys later.